Yo, what it do in these YouTube streets, man? This is the BLKTV. I'm your boy, Jet Chronicles, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We made it through a whole season. God damn it, it's the season 1 finale. We got a crazy show for y'all tonight, you know what I'm saying, man? Once again, this is your boy, Jet Chronicles. Welcome to BLKTV. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Jet Chronicles, you know what I'm saying? I got to shout outs to my subs, all 24 of y'all. We on the road to 50, you know what I'm saying? Where my subs at? Shout outs. I need to get my mods up, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of work we got to do, but we did good for the very first season of BLK TV. We up 4.7 views for the season, man. So that was another one of my goals. I wanted to reach 5,000 views the very first season, man. And I want to say, we pretty much done, you know what I'm saying, man? So just salute to everybody that's been supporting the channel, everybody that's been sharing my videos, liking, comments, all that stuff. Keep it going, you know what I'm saying? Cash App. Now, I'm not going to dry bag too much now, but the Cash App is up if you want to send something to the collection plate, and we're going to leave it like that. You know what I'm saying? Bookings. If you want to be a guest on BLK TV, man, make sure you email us at grindhard904@gmail.com, or if you would like to book me as a guest on your show, or you want me to host something, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Get at that email. Again, it's grindhard904@gmail.com. We got a good show tonight, man. First of all, he a pioneer, he a legend, he like a big brother to me, you know what I'm saying? We got your boy from Two Factor Media, T-Rex. He gonna be in the building a little bit later, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get up in his business. I got y'all know I'm gonna hit him with the questions, the tough questions, goddamn it, you know. So we're gonna chop it up with him, man. But I want to bring this viral video to you guys real quick. I actually discussed this in a pre-record video I did with DJ Sergeant Rock. That's going to be airing. It's probably by the time y'all see this, his video or whatever, the interview will already be out, you know what I'm saying, where we kind of touched bases on it. But it's just a simple video where I want the folks to let me know, you know what I'm saying, was this justified? And I think y'all know what I'm talking about. It's the incident about them stopping the dude with the traffic stop, you know what I'm saying? They bust the windows out, hit the man, just crazy. But for the folks out there who don't know, man, that actually happened in my city, right here in Jacksonville, Florida, Duval County, you know what I'm saying? So real quick, I want to play this video for y'all, and y'all tell me what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Give me a minute. Check this out.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands. Here.
Violent moments captured on camera during a traffic stop in Jacksonville, Florida. This February video going viral after driver William McNeil Jr., who filmed it inside of his car, posted it Sunday, drawing swift reaction since. It shows an interaction with police already in progress, including the moment an officer breaks McNeil's window and strikes him in the face.
Can you call your supervisor? All right, go for it. Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands. Here.
The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says that the video doesn't tell the full story.
Oh, damn, pause a little bit. See,
social media is not reality. One video clip devoid of context can be very misleading.
The sheriff tonight releasing officer-worn body camera footage showing McNeil pulled over for driving without headlights in the rain. They say he wouldn't provide his license and registration. You can hear officers repeatedly warning McNeil that if he did not comply with getting out of the vehicle, they would break his window and put him under arrest.
Open the door and exit, or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit, or we are going to break a window. What is your reason?
The sheriff says none of the involved officers violated criminal law, but an administrative review is ongoing.
Yes, there absolutely was force used by the arresting officers, and yes, that force is ugly. And just because force is ugly does not mean it's unlawful.
NBC News has not spoken to McNeil directly, but his lawyer says he's still recovering.
His teeth actually went through his lip when he was slammed to the ground. So he's still recovering and dealing with those injuries.
His attorney says they plan on filing a lawsuit. Marissa Parra, NBC News.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news.
All right, that's what it is. I'm gonna remove this real quick. You know what I'm saying? I still say a goddamn shame. I'm gonna say what I said in the last video too. I always try to tell folks first thing, because I'm from Duval County, Florida. I choose to stay the fuck out the police face. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like if you don't put yourself in this situation, you ain't got to worry about it because you ain't up in the motherfucking face. You feel me? You always comply, no matter what they do, what they ask you to do. The fuck do it. You understand what I'm saying? But of course they use excessive force. I've always said that about officers. I think that the sheriff handled that press conference poorly. But for you guys, I want y'all to drop down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about that. You know what I'm saying? Do you think JSO was justified? It's a yes or no. You know what I'm saying? What's y'all thoughts? What's y'all thoughts on the viral video? But nevertheless, we got to keep this thing moving, man. I want to talk about mentors real quick. I want to shout out. I got 3 mentors. I want to shout out my girl Fire Chick over there at Air It Out Radio. She's still going strong. I also want to say to my mentor Clear J, my big brother who passed away recently. You know what I'm saying, man? May he rest in peace. But that was one of my biggest champions in this media shit. You know what I'm saying? Clear J official. I love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Rest easy. And my last mentor, man, again, a pioneer podcast, T-Rex. I go way back with him when he was doing the Live by Terrence show. You understand what I'm saying, man? I mean, really the GOAT. I like to joke and Black Larry King this and Black Larry King that, man, but this is truly the GOAT of podcast, the media world. You understand what I'm saying? So for all my people out there, I want y'all to give a warm virtual welcome to my boy T-Rex. What's going on, brother?
Hey, brother, how you doing?
Hey, I'm in here. Welcome to BLKTV, man.
Yes, absolutely. Man, I really appreciate it, man. You have a great platform, like you said, Blog Talk Radio Days with Grindhard Radio and the Live by Terrence show and the Live by Terrence Network, man. You know, we've been rocking it together for
long time, man.
15 years now.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this real quick. This kind of like an off-key question, T-Rex. Do you miss Blog Talk? Because for me, I guess by me doing it for so long, you know what I'm saying? I know how to throw it on. I put about 4, 5 switchboards up. This is a little different. I'm still kind of learning, but do you miss it? Do you miss BTR?
I miss it because it was more interactive, and then you had your own dedicated phone number and stuff tied into your virtual studio. So you had people calling in, either pranking or actually having legitimate questions. And so the people were just heavily involved with your show. And so that's what I miss most about doing the Live by Terrence Network, was actually having the public call in to ask questions or be part of the show.
Yeah. And then everything was live. A lot of people don't know, like, those episodes were live episodes. You know, it's a lot of pre-recording that goes on these days, and we did it off the dome live, you know. Right. So I just had to pick your brain on that one real quick. Now, brother, before we get into this interview with you, were you able to see the video I just posted? And I want to know, like, did you hear about it, and what's your thoughts on it? Because that went viral.
No, I didn't hear about it, but just from watching it and then just hearing how they interacted, they did their job. But I disagree with the hitting in the face. Like, once they busted the window, they could have just easily just grabbed him and got him out the car instead of punching him in the face and throwing him on the ground too. That excessive force, that's a gray area. Some people has a different definition of it or different action when it comes to that. But I was not for them punching the guy in the face and then slamming him on the ground, because he wasn't being violent. Even though he wasn't complying to what they were saying, he wasn't trying to fight them or anything. And I just feel like that was a little too much by punching him and then slamming him on the ground.
I definitely agree with you. And, you know, I always try to tell my young black brothers, just comply. You know, sometimes you got to put that macho shit out the window. Just do what they say. You know what I'm saying? And if something does arrive, one thing I can say, T-Rex, thank God he had a dash cam. And that was another thing. You know, if they were a body cam, if, you know, you get a dash cam, you know what I'm saying? Record everything. So I am glad that he was smart enough to have that, you know, to show that footage. But again, comply. And if something crazy happens, you take on legal steps afterwards. You know what I'm saying? But always comply. But enough with that, brother. It's all about you tonight, man. We're going to jump into this interview. T-Rex, I want to know first and foremost, like, where you from originally? Like, where are you from?
Well, I was born in Chicago, raised in Alabama, raised in a small town called Valley, which is about 15, 20 minutes outside of Auburn, Alabama, about another hour from Montgomery, Alabama, and about another hour from Atlanta, Georgia. Even though we in Alabama, we was on the Alabama-Georgia state line. So I was in a very small town upbringing. But my dad was from Chicago, so he gave me that city feel in the household. And then I actually got a chance to travel up to Chicago every summer during my school years. And so I got the best of both worlds as far as, the Midwest values and the Southern values with my mom. So, yeah, that's where I came from. And now I'm in Gulf Shores, Alabama, which is at the very tip end of Alabama. I'm on the Gulf Coast, 25 minutes from Pensacola and Mobile. So,
no doubt. Okay, so now you're in Alabama. So, bro, I want to know, take me to this point, like, how were you introduced to the radio media world? You know what I'm saying? Take us back to that time. Like, how did you get started in this industry?
Well, first I want to give all praise to God for the opportunities. I met a lady online by the name of Julie Farron. She was from out of New Jersey, and she had a talent agency company that she was doing. So originally I was working with her to find other DJs, find other talent for them to work with her. But then she came up with the idea that she wanted to do a podcast, and it was based on rock music. So she had a lot of rock bands that she was working with at the time. And so she asked me to host the podcast show, and I turned it down a couple of times because I didn't feel like that was in my wheelhouse at the time, and being kind of nervous about it. I said, man, I don't really know anything about doing radio shows or podcasting, because I wanted to DJ, and that's pretty much what I was just looking at the time. But I thought about it and decided to go ahead and do it. And so back in July 2011, I did my first podcast under her brand, and I've interviewed a couple of rock bands, and it kind of gave me the taste that, hey, this might be something that I could do. And so later on in the year, October 2011, I decided to launch my own brand. I started off with a Live by Terrence show, and then it became the Live by Terrence Network when I started adding other podcast shows. And so I give credit for her allowing me to do it. But definitely, I used to watch Howard Stern all the time, late night on
Me too.
Channel. Tom Joyner.
Me too.
Yes.
Yeah. That's where I get some of my stuff from. Yeah.
Yes. Steve Harvey. Like, I used I used to listen and watch all of them, and I was like, if I'm gonna do it, I want to model or take pieces of them and then apply it to what I'm doing. So I definitely give a shout out to all of those guys, and also Julie as well for giving me the opportunity.
No doubt. And bro, I'm glad that you brought up, the Live by Terrence show, which will eventually come to the Live by Terrence Network, which started in October 2011. And I feel, because we came out in March of 2011. So back then, bro, they was calling it internet radio, which is now what they're saying podcast. And I was just always tell people, I said, man, when we started, the word podcast didn't even exist, so I think that's kind of funny too, man. But what do you think of the evolution from internet radio to what we now know today of podcasts? Like, what do you think of the evolution of that?
Well, when we started, it came with a lot of resistance. Like the FM stations, the satellite radio, they didn't want to have anything to do with podcasts. They call us amateurs, and they didn't want to touch us. But that was the inside scoop as far as interviews, because we was starting to get these big name people on our platforms, and then it was uncensored, so we didn't have FCC regulations and you can't say this and can't say this or do that on the show or whatever. But with that, it opened the doors for us to become pioneers and be able to have these music shows and get the inside scoop and the uncensored version of conversations that you wasn't going to hear on FM stations. And so then the satellite station, they started picking up on it. And with the pandemic, everybody closed in. It
Yeah.
just when the podcast boom
Mm-hmm.
took place, and so everybody had podcasts and stuff, and then all the celebrities and the people that's been in the industry, they finally jumped on the train then. But we created an avenue, especially the music scene. I know
Yeah.
podcasting really has been going on since the early 2000s, but as far as like music podcasting, we definitely was on the forefront of getting that started and creating that. But yes, it was a lot of resistance in the early days, but now FM stations have podcasts, your personalities, your artists, your actors,
Yeah.
anybody and everybody, your grandma,
What?
your daddy, your sister,
Yeah.
your brother, all have a podcast now.
Yep. And T-Rex, that made me so mad during the pandemic because I was like, now we've been doing this for years. Here y'all come. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of pissed me off. But I can say during COVID, because Groundhog Radio, we always had respectable numbers, but you could tell climate was changing. And I feel like during the pandemic, numbers shot up and it really kind of kept us afloat. You know what I'm saying? So I can respect you for saying that. So my next question, bro, and just peeling off the last question that I just asked you, did you see the evolution coming? Did you see that coming?
Oh yes, I definitely did. Especially with free speech, people, we all have a story to tell, and then with podcasting and podcasters, we had that avenue created where people can just come on and just talk about whatever. You didn't have to worry about getting fined or getting pulled off the air because you said some bad words or whatever, or any topic of conversation you was having, you can have it on a podcast. So I did see the evolution coming. I didn't expect for the millions and millions of dollars to be poured into celebrities to do it, but you could see the writing on the wall that was going to happen. But the thing that kind of discouraged me the most is that the early pioneers don't get credit for today's shows, like the Drink Champ shows or the Shay Shay show or anybody that has a podcast that's very popular today. We the one went through the blood, sweat, and tears of providing a platform, getting the interviews, and getting people on and going off the cuff sometimes. Just the way we did it. And like for you had a panel. Like
now everybody got a panel show.
Right.
Yeah.
That was very unheard of.
Yeah.
In that time, you have a whole panel for a podcast show, but you was definitely an innovator of that. And like now, yes, everybody has taken a piece of what we have done and applied it to what they're doing. You know, shout out to Nikki Rich, shout out to Tweety B, Temple Mystic, K100, yourself included.
Yeah.
Like all of us was doing that and was doing it very consistently before it took off, you know.
Hey, I like how you said that, and just lead me to my next question, because for me personally, I feel like folks thought we just threw together something and got on the air. It takes a lot of hard work to do a podcast. You know what I'm saying? So yes. I guess my question to you, Rex, to you would be, what were some of your challenges in doing it? And I also want to know, like, what would you say is the perfect ingredients to make a good show or to make a good podcast?
Well, challenges was more probably internal, as far as like making sure you're working with the right group of people. My later years in podcasting, I had people that were actually trying to steal the platform, try to take all my ideas and apply it to theirs, and not even being unique about it, just trying to take seeds and use what I was using. And so that was a problem. But as far as like the experience of podcasting was great. Like, you learn about a lot of things, a lot of people that you probably would have not learned on any other show, because you got more in depth with knowing what was going on, things that you probably didn't hear or see in the tabloids that you was getting a scoop on. I know for me personally, I didn't do any kind of like gossip or anything like that. I was trying to get to know the true artist or the true person that was on the show, along with the talent that they were doing at the time. And so just the challenges as internal for me personally, and they're just trying to get people to buy into it, because you have people looking at, you just a podcaster, you're not on a radio station or anything like that. But we was doing major numbers.
Yeah.
The Live by Terrence Network was been listened to in 42 different countries, and shoot, people was blowing up emails. It was
Yeah.
so many interview requests coming
Yeah.
in. Couldn't interview everybody. One interview that I dropped the ball on was the baby. The baby.
Oh wow.
I had five emails with, back then he was called I think Baby Jesus at the time, and so I couldn't even interview him because I had so many interview requests, and then it turned out, hey, he blew up and everything.
No, blew up.
So yes, and so people were starting to come to us, PR people, and it helped out a lot. It helped out a lot because it was something that was kind of like off the beaten path. Instead of trying to go to the radio stations and go on to the Sirius XM, they was coming to us for the exclusive interviews or even dropping music.
Yeah.
Warren G debuted one of his songs on one of my episodes. And so, just shout out to people like that saw the innovative ways of using podcasting and just how it is today, man.
Yeah, no doubt. And what would you say would be some ingredients to that a person would need to make a good show or make a good podcast?
Yes. First of all, just know you got to have passion. That's just one key
Absolutely.
ingredient. You got to have passion and be consistent. If you have those two, you can go a long way. And just know who your audience is. Like, look at the numbers, look at the analytics, because that does help. If you see you got 25 to 45 that's listening to your show or watching your show, cater to them. Talk about stuff that fits that age range.
Yeah,
and that's a great ingredient to know your audience, and also bring them in, tie them in, reel them in, make it not just innovative but interactive. That way they can have some say so, or even have them submit questions to you, or bring them on the show. Like, it was a lot of times, like Blog Talk days, like I said, we had the number. People call into it. They become part of the show.
Yeah. That's where most of our cast members came from.
Shoot, they were your co-hosts. So,
man.
Those are secret ingredients, because people wants to be included in something. So if you open that door up to where people that's part of your podcast journey or anything that you're doing, you invite them in, that's a great way to be successful.
No doubt. That's definitely good. So same question, but I'm gonna flip it on the other side of the token. What advice would you give to a young person or any person that's thinking about breaking into the podcast world, the media world, the music industry? What advice would you have for that person?
First and foremost, seek God, because you need to have yourself covered in the full armor of God. Because if you're going to go into the podcast world, or you're going to go into anything, entertainment, or anything in this world, you need to do that, because you need to have some discernment, because you don't know who's for you or who's against you, because everybody looks the same. If there are some devils, they're not going to be red with horns. They could be somebody that look just like you, or something that draws you in, or you think, oh yeah, that's cool, or that person is cool. I would say cover yourself first with God for real if you're gonna get into this, and then reach out to people like pioneers like Jit or myself. Like, we are open to help people or answer questions. We don't feel like we made it to where we not gonna give back, or we not gonna give you any advice or anything. So we're definitely not gatekeepers at all. We're definitely not that. So just surround yourself with smarter people, because we're not always gonna know everything. So have people that's smarter than you in your circle, because that way that can help you. And make sure you have people that really gonna ride with you and not just be yes people to everything that you're doing, because
absolutely
some people will just say yes to anything just to see you fall or see you fail. So just make sure you have a solid foundation. First and foremost, seek God and make sure that it is in his will for you to be in this industry, because it is a lot of vultures in this industry. And
Tell me about it.
Just a lot of facade and fantasy that goes on in this industry. So you just had to be very discerned with what's going on.
Yeah, and T-Rex, I'm glad you said that, bro, because I remember me coming into it. The stories I would hear, I'm like, it ain't no way in hell we doing internet radio and all this commotion going on. You know what I'm saying? But to actually live it is crazy. Which kind of just gave me an epiphany on my next question. Is it anybody that you ever interviewed before they got successful? You interviewed them and now you see them doing big things? Because I can say for me, and this is recently, I interviewed Salma Slim. She's a female rap artist. Probably when the show first started, I can't remember what year it is. And just the other day, I seen her on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and I'm like, wow, you understand what I'm saying, man? So have you ever heard a person that it almost was they first interview and they went on to be successful? And if so, who was it?
Well, I have a great example. It wasn't his first interview, but it was during the time he was transitioning from hip hop to more of a country rock sound, and I'm talking about Jelly Roll. I interviewed Jelly Roll.
Oh man,
it's been over a decade ago.
You can plug for real.
Yes. And so we had a great interview, and he had just started to leave hip hop and do more of a country rock theme in his music, because he wanted to get out of that. He wanted to do something where he could still tell his story, but yet not be in the streets, because he'd been locked up before, he'd been in trouble with the law and everything, and that wasn't the life that he wanted to live anymore. And he really didn't want to continue rapping about that life. And then he had a decent singing voice too, and so he decided to go over into country and rock. And he's
Amazing.
one of the biggest artists that we have here in the United States, if not the world. And so I would say him. I have interviewed Carly Red, Love and Hip Hop.
I remember that one,
a couple of times.
yeah.
And it's just great to be able to see people that they come to your platform and then
Absolutely.
they end up being major superstars. And so definitely Jelly Roll will probably be
No
on
doubt.
top of my list right now.
That's what's up. All right, so got a few more questions for you, T-Rex. And this one,
Yes, sir.
I always wanted to ask you this because I feel like you worldwide. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to know, how did you get involved with TMZ? And brother, let me tell you this. I'm going to give you your flowers. You are the GOAT. You are the pioneer in this shit. You understand what I'm saying? You are the numero uno around this motherfucker. And to team up in any capacity with TMZ, man, that's major. How did all of that come about?
Well, definitely praise the Lord and to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And also I want to give Nikki Rich her flowers too, because I saw her do it. I saw her on TMZ. It was probably almost a decade ago, and so that inspired me to reach out to them and become part of the commentary team. And that's how I got with them back in 2016, and I did it for like a year and a half.
Wow.
To like mid 2017, and I kind of just left it alone. That was a period I was going through. It was a lot of personal stuff that was going on, and I got pretty inconsistent during that time. But 2023, they reached back out to me. I went to South by Southwest that March. Got it. I reached out to Tech 9 because I had the long beard. I didn't have all the facial hair, and so I looked identical to Tech 9. And it was a lot of people at the South by Southwest festival that was coming up to me, and I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy at the time, and so I had sent it over to TMZ, which we didn't get to cover that, but it was like, hey,
wow,
you want to come back and do some commentary or whatever. So I came back in March 2023, and I've been with them since. I'm still actively doing stuff for TMZ Live now, and that's how I got connected with them. I come on there once a month, just talk about just whatever's going on that day. I give my commentary, and it's been a great ride with them. I think I'm gonna put that to bed pretty soon. along with some other projects that I'm working on that I'm probably going to be stepping away from some of the entertainment stuff that I'm involved with just because I'm going in a different direction now. But
I feel you.
But working with TMZ was a honor and a pleasure to be able to do that, to talk about pop culture, news, really, in the big scheme of things. Really didn't matter too much, but just to be able to give some witty commentary or some serious stuff. When I had some serious stuff to talk about, it was definitely a great platform to be on.
Definitely. That's what's up. All right, T-Rex, I want to know what projects that you currently working on now, like what you got going on in case the folks want to check you out. What you working on?
Well, I run the DigiWax New Music Wednesdays live stream.
Okay.
We stream on YouTube, X, Twitch, and also on AMI TV on Roku. I'm also co-owner of AMI TV, which is Atlanta Music Industry TV. So y'all check us out if you got Roku. Download the app today and check it out. We got all kind of content for independent artists or independent talent that wants to have a TV station that they can depend on. So y'all make sure y'all check us out on that. Working with DigiWax, DigiWax is one of the big record pools in the United States with DJs from all over the nation, from club, mixtape, radio, you name it. They are part of that, and we have great A-list guests that comes on every Wednesday on the Zoom calls, which we broadcast those out live now. So I've been part of that for a few years as far as doing the live stream content with them. But I will be stepping down from DigiWax in the coming weeks. So we're in a transition phase, getting people caught up on the live stream side, so I can pass that off to them. And also, I'm still with the hype, man. I've been with the hype since
For a long time, man. Yeah.
2012. I'm still doing shows with them. We have the new season of Hype in the Streets coming up soon. And also, I have started writing again for them. So I do a lot of writing for them as far as regarding podcasts or new music that's coming out. So y'all make sure that y'all check that out too. And I'm gonna bring the Live by Terrence Network back. Probably beginning of 2026. It's gonna be more.
You got that itch. You got that itch, man.
Yes. I want to go back.
That's what's up, man.
I want to go back into the podcast world, and it's gonna be more personal, more faith based too. Because we at a time now in the world it's just so chaotic, and we just don't know which way to go. There's a lot of false prophets and stuff out here, and then you have a lot of shows that's geared toward tearing other people down. Yeah, and it's not about that. And it feels like that the urban media is targeted on that as far as like having stuff that's always tearing people down. And I want to take a step back, bring my network back, and to try to pump some positivity and faith back into our eyes, and so that way you don't always seeing just negative news feed or somebody beefing or somebody fighting all the time,
exactly,
or even gossiping.
Yeah,
and I just don't want to be part of that. And I never had any shows that I was physically or actively part of that, and so I want to keep that going as well. Yeah, and so. Also, I'm working with Music Performance Sports League. Is a song versus song league. Right now, we are in week 3 of that, where we have artists going against each other each week. They bring their best song, and so it's like a full league. It's a 7-week regular season with a playoffs and a championship.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
so we got that going on. So shout out to Warren Thompson for bringing me on. I also host the Song versus Song on the Clock show, which airs at 8 p.m. Eastern Time every Sunday on AMI TV on Roku, and also the Hype Magazine YouTube page as well. So y'all make sure y'all check that out as well. So I'm involved with that, and I'm also I'm a managing partner for Gulf Coast Music Radio down here in Gulf Shores. It's a brand new radio station that's geared toward the local Gulf Coast artists in this area.
Oh, I love
that doesn't have a radio home, and so we've created this along with Kevin Lovejoy. He's the other managing partner that we putting together this radio station for people to have their own radio home and because you're fighting a machine when you're trying to get on FM,
satellite. Yeah,
because of corporate playlists.
Yeah,
you got the payola and all that stuff that goes on too. So we created this avenue for the local artists here, ranging from Panama City, maybe to New Orleans. But right now we're just focusing on the artists in Pensacola area, Gulf Shores, and Orange Beach, Alabama area right now to get them a listening home for their fans to tune in. And so that's all the projects that I'm currently involved in.
Hey, well, look, you're a man of many talents, man. Well, many hats, you know what I'm saying? And one thing I always admire about you, bro, the positive. Always want to lift up the black brother or the black sister. And we definitely need more of that in this community and in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely what's up. All right, T-Rex, we in the part of the interview, man, where I say get your plugs out there, you know, in case somebody want to come and work with you, you know what I'm saying, want to co-host somebody like me. But what can we find you at on social media in case, like I said, the folks want to work with you, do business, and all that good stuff? Get your plugs out there.
You can follow me on all platforms at The Real T-Rex, and I spell T-Rex, T-E-E-R-E-C-X. And so The Real T-Rex, T-H-E-REAL, and then T-Rex. Can't spell all that out. But yeah, follow me on all social media platforms. I deactivated my X account, and so I don't have X anymore. But you can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I'm definitely on those platforms there.
No doubt.
And thehypemagazine.com. You can find me there. AtlantaMusicIndustry.com. Music is spelled M-U-Z-I-C, I think. I think it's spelled with a K, but y'all make sure, just Google it. You can find
Google it. All his accolades will pop up.
Yeah, type in T-Rex in Google, and you'll see all the people I work with. Digiwax.com. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. But y'all go and follow and check out my good brother. T-Rex, I want to know, do you got any last words or shout outs that you want to throw out there to your people or to your supporters?
Yeah, I just want to say, man, just do a soul check, man. Just make sure you're right.
That's real.
Make sure you're right. Like, seek Jesus as your Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in him, that's on you.
Yeah.
But I recommend get to know him. He will lead you to where you need to be as far as where your soul's gonna go. It's a lot of good versus evil going on. You're seeing it more than ever in your own home, or even outside. And we live in a world right now, and there's so much information that you don't really know what's true or what's false anymore. And so just make sure you stand on top of that, and just always let your loved ones know you love them today, because tomorrow is never promised.
Yeah, I swear.
That will be my recommendation to everybody, and I apply that to myself too. When I say that, I'm speaking to myself as well.
Yeah. Hey, and I'm a big believer, because one thing about the T-Rex, this all I got here, this is my sanctuary. You ain't coming up in here with that foolishness. We won't even play that. Right. You got to go outside with that.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. Brother, I could talk to you all night. You understand what I'm saying, man?
Yes.
So I'm just so appreciative of you even doing this. You know what I'm saying? I got to return the favor. We got to have you back on BLKTV, man. And I just appreciate you for coming up tonight, helping me in this season. I couldn't think of a better person to interview to end my season off with, man. So for that, I say salute. God bless, broski, and thanks for coming through, man. And you know you're welcome over here at BLKTV at any time. I salute you.
Absolutely. Well, you know, when we start our new season of Hype in the Streets, you're going to have to come over and do some co-hosting.
Oh, quickly. Yeah, I'm done. Let me know the date. I'm ready. You understand what I'm saying, man? Once again, this BLKTV, we got your boy T-Rex in the building. You know what I'm saying, man? Season 1 in the books. BLKTV, you know what I'm saying? Season 2 coming soon, and we outro. We love y'all for listening. Or shit, hell, watching now. BLKTV, we out.